I mean, I am so grateful to be on this journey. So my name's Laura Allen. I live in Charleston, South Carolina, with my husband and my two, as you saw, beautiful girls, Emmylou and Virginia. They're 7 and 9 years old. And I'm going to just jump right in and share my story. So when we deny our stories, they define us. But when we own our stories, we get to write a brave new ending. And y'all, I denied my story for years. But 4 years ago, I decided it was time to write a brave new ending. 10 years ago, I was a mess. I was still silently struggling with an eating disorder that had consumed my life for decades, mentally, emotionally, physically. Hospitalized in high school, but nearly a decade later, I was still struggling. I was exhausted, embarrassed, ashamed, so ashamed of the lies, binging at night, eating in secrecy, and y'all, my daily routine. And this was it for years: restrict, binge, spend hours at the gym, to wake up and do it all over again. I was a slave to the numbers on the elliptical, the scale, packages, Diet Mountain Dew, sugar-free Red Bulls, diet pills, laxatives. Y'all, that was my story for years. And I had tried every recovery program out there. But the more I pressed in, the greater these obsessions. And really, the obsessions kept me from showing up in life. By the grace of God, I found myself pregnant, excited, but terrified I might lose the baby. I was still running 8 miles daily and eating a very limited diet. But insert God, once again, he knew I would show up for others before I would do a darn thing for myself. So when a patient's mom shared fruits and veggies in a capsule, it was a godsend. Like my brain, my body was nutritionally starving for years. So it made complete sense. I said yes, really out of desperation and fear. But I said yes, not for me, but for the sweet girl growing inside of me and for my husband. He's a type 1 diabetic, has been since age 13, and his health was just going the wrong way. High cholesterol, seasonal allergies, couldn't kick a cold, needed caffeine at the end of the day. I mean, all the things. So we said yes. And as my depleted, starving body and brain became flooded with excellent nutrition easily through a capsule, those all-consuming thoughts and behaviors and obsessions really became less controlling. And I began to learn the healing power of food thanks to this community. And my transformation in finding a healthier relationship really with food, diet, and exercise was taking place slowly over time. That change was happening, but really I was unwilling to own my story and embrace that struggle. But insert God, once again, he knew I would show up for others before I would show up for myself. And y'all, I had secretly prayed for a tribe of women that would point me to the cross that just did life well. And y'all, God showed up and showed off. This community right here loved me before I loved myself. They believed in me. They encouraged me. They inspired me to do life well. And y'all, this community showed me what living a life of faith truly meant. And no way would I have been able to find freedom with food had I not cultivated that ability to trust him. Trust that all things God works for the good of those who love him. And y'all, you know, that inside work, that heart work is the most important work. And it changes everything if you start there. Through this journey of healing my relationship with food, I started to find myself. I found my voice. I found that energetic, excited Laura that was buried under the self-limiting beliefs and the insecurities. I started to feel alive again, and I embraced that struggle because it was in the struggle where I found strength. So y'all, what changed 4 years ago? I changed. I embraced the struggle. I owned my story and I shared that struggle and my story with the world. And I began to see those imperfections as strengths, not weaknesses, and challenges as opportunities to grow. And I believe this with all of my heart. As we let our own light shine, we give other people permission to do the same. Y'all, our life, our health, our marriage, our faith, our future is completely changed because of this mission and this community. And y'all, I would be selfish. I would be selfish not to share it with others. So this, I think, is my favorite part of our story. And yeah, I'm not going to cry. So my daughter, Emmy Lou, at 18 months old, was diagnosed with the antibodies for type 1 diabetes, like her dad and her grandmother. And y'all, that diagnosis took our breath away. And you know what? They said we could do nothing. She would need insulin in a short period of time and be insulin dependent. And y'all, because of this community, the resources and the tools in our toolbox, we knew that we were armed and ready to win this war. And y'all, today, diabetes is not her story. She turned 9 years old this month, and her A1C remains normal. Praise God. Y'all, your DNA is not your destiny. Your DNA, I want to shout it from the rooftops. Your DNA is not your destiny. It's the foods that you eat, the lifestyle choices, and specifically the plant nutrition that turns on and off, so up and down, those good and bad genes. That is why I am so passionate about sharing our simple solutions and this community, this education with the world, because we really are, like Beverly said, we really are changing the health of future generations. So that is my story. Owning our story and loving ourselves through the process is absolutely the bravest thing that we will ever do. So that is my family story, and I am excited to share my tower with y'all. So I am in my office, and here is my beautiful tower. My girlies, you saw my sweet girlies in the video, but my girls love it. I absolutely believe that they eat more produce because of this tower. Every morning they come and pick some kale, some greens, empowering them to put in their smoothie. We make lettuce wraps. I mean, all sorts of things. We absolutely love our tower. Y'all, look how beautiful that bib lettuce is right there. I mean, and we have all sorts of greens. We do all greens. So kales, lettuces, herbs. And y'all, actually, we've been on spring break for a week. So we have a lot of eating to do. So there it is.